defense of art and culture against barbarism and Philistinism. I'll begin by telling you about an NH television program which I watched in my home in Canada. I think it was called Arena, and it had a very pompous, marbles-in-the-mouth host who was interviewing Van Morrison and Bob Dylan, both of whom were seated on a hilltop somewhere in Greece. Greece, of course, is acknowledged as the cradle of culture. Even the very Bible itself was first written in Greek. They had a jug of wine between them, Van and Bob, and 2 acoustic guitars, so I settled down to watch and enjoy the show. In the course of it, the interviewer turned to Van and said something like, "Now, Van, your songwriting has a lyrical style very much in the stream of consciousness mode. You must have been terribly influenced by James Joyce as a young man." To which Van, from Hindford Street in East Belfast, replied, "I never heard of him." The host, perhaps given Van's reputation for being difficult and suspecting that he was being taken for a ride, said, "Oh, come, Van. How could you possibly have been educated in Ireland and not have heard of James Joyce?" Says Van, "I never heard of him." So the interviewer, suitably aghast, says, "Why have I not?" To which Van uttered the jaw-droppingly honest reply, "I think they kept it from us." The full significance of this was, of course, lost on the host. The possibility of an education system anywhere in Ireland which didn't include Joyce in its syllabus must have seemed as unlikely to him as schools in England not teaching Shakespeare. He moved on, and the moment was lost. The failure of the education system in the state-run schools here to teach anything of Irish art, literature, language, music, mythology, or sport is nothing less than the denial of learning and culture. The victims of such a system usually only become aware of the extent of their educational shortfall when they travel abroad and meet others who engage them in a discussion about the land of their birth. And they find themselves, like Van, unable to contribute meaningfully to the conversation. The required information was kept from them. This is morally wrong. When learning and culture are suppressed and censored by the state, ignorance is perpetuated and intelligence is demeaned. It can come as no surprise to anyone that the founding father of this state, and therefore of this system, was a person whose other claim to notoriety was that he was the prosecutor of Oscar Wilde. I will not speak his name. It might behove the city fathers of today to consider the example of the then city-state of Florence, when it was governed by the Medici family, in particular Lorenzo de' Medici, known as Il Magnifico or Lorenzo the Magnificent, whose patronage of the arts, most importantly Michelangelo and Leonardo, has caused his name and glory alongside theirs. A benchmark in wise and enlightened governments, would that we might today be possessed of leadership like it. Thank you.